You are not looking at charts, you are looking at yourself. Most traders stare at the flickering candles, crunching numbers and analyzing patterns, convinced they're engaged in a purely rational exercise. This is the central self-deceiving lie of the market. What the price action is truly reflecting back to you are your own deepest, most corrosive psychological forces: your fear, your unchecked greed, and your crippling impatience. This is why the technical setup is secondary. The real battlefield, the only one that determines your fate, is inside your mind. The mental edge is everything. And it is the single greatest divider between consistent profitability and the catastrophic account blow up. It's the secret no one wants to admit, yet it is irrefutably true. Two people can sit down at the exact same time, look at the exact same chart, and execute the exact same strategy. Yet one will walk away a winner, and the other will completely destroy their account. The difference is not the broker, not the time of day, and not the trading setup. The difference is the mind that pressed the button. This has always been the fundamental separating line. Think of the famous turtle traders experiment in 1982. Legendary trader Richard Dennis set out to prove that trading could be taught with a fixed set of rules, taking people with zero experience, bartenders, security guards, and the like, and giving them his proven system and his capital. The results were dramatic. Some became millionaires validating the system, but others, using the very same rules, crashed and burned. Why? Because rules alone are never enough. The market didn't beat the losers. Their inability to follow the rules when emotions got involved, fear, doubt, and the pressure of real money, was their undoing. The chaos wasn't on the screen. It was internal. The great, painful irony of trading is that almost every participant believes they are making decisions based on cold, hard logic, analysis, and discipline. Yet, the instant real money is on the line, the human brain reverts to its primitive wiring. Logic vanishes, and what takes over is the paralyzing fear of loss, the frantic fear of missing out, FOMO, or the crippling need to be right. The losing trader is ruled by these emotions, whether they realize it or not. They are the ones who hesitate when the trade demands decisive execution. They are the ones who chase a move when they should be patiently sitting still. They are the ones who frantically double their risk because their ego cannot stand the thought of being wrong. These impulsive, desperate acts are not strategy. They are self-sabotage, and they are driven by the undisciplined mind. Profitable traders are not superhuman, nor are they emotionless robots. They feel the gut punch of a loss and the rush of a big win just like everyone else. The crucial difference lies in their trained response. When a profitable trader takes a loss, they do not spiral into revenge trading. They accept the loss calmly as a calculated cost of doing business and move on. When they win, they do not suddenly feel invincible and instantly double their position size. They treat both outcomes simply as a data point in a long series of trades. When the market moves sideways and offers no clear opportunity, they don't force trades out of boredom. They wait because they understand that patience, the ability to do absolutely nothing, is as vital a skill as the ability to execute. This mindset is not gifted, it is trained. The best professional poker players don't need the best cards every hand. They play the mathematical probabilities with cold, unwavering discipline, never allowing a bad beat to push them into an emotional decision. Trading is the same. The winning trader doesn't need to be right all the time. They just need to think like a casino, not a gambler. The casino knows the long-term edge guarantees profit, even if a few people win tonight. Profitable traders see the market through this lens of long-term probability, removing the crippling pressure from any single trade. The journey of most losing traders begins with fundamentally wrong expectations. They come to the market craving quick riches, absolute certainty, and the toxic desire to be right every single time. These desires act as a poison, destroying rational decision-making. A losing trader places a trade and immediately fixates on the money they could make, making every adverse tick feel unbearable and threatening. A profitable trader, placing the exact same trade, focuses instead on the process. Did I execute my plan correctly? Is my risk defined? If the trade loses, it does not threaten their identity. If it wins, it does not make them reckless. The market is constantly probing for your psychological weaknesses. If you crave control, the market will show you how powerless you are. If you seek excitement, the market will lure you into overtrading until your account is blood dry. Most people fail not because their system is bad, but because they lack the mental discipline to handle the battlefield inside their own head. To truly grasp the razor's edge, consider the simple scenario of two traders viewing the same breakout setup. Trader A enters the trade, sets their stop-loss according to their plan, and lets the probabilities play out. They are detached from the immediate fluctuations. Trader B enters the same trade, But the moment the price ticks against them by a few pips, they panic. Fear takes over, and they exit early, only to watch the price immediately reverse and move in their intended direction. Frustrated and desperate, they jump back in late at a worse price, convinced the move is back on. The market retraces again and they get stopped out. By the end of the day, trader A makes money. Trader B loses money. Same trade, same setup. The only differentiator was the mental game. It's not about superior knowledge, it's the sheer ability to remain calm in the storm and execute the plan. Furthermore, the winner knows the market is utterly indifferent to their needs, hopes, or goals. The loser takes the market personally, believing it is out to get them. The moment you stop taking it personally, you free yourself to see the market clearly as pure data and probability. This is the paradox. The less you care about being right, the more often you end up being right. How do you build this bulletproof mindset? You don't get it from watching motivational clips or simply wishing for discipline. You build it by conditioning your mind like you would a muscle through repetition, through deliberate exposure, and through learning how to sit with discomfort without immediately reacting. Profitable traders build this conditioning through experience, meticulous journaling, and a brutal, honest review of every mistake until the lesson is permanently ingrained. Losers, on the other hand, avoid the discomfort of self-confrontation, and therefore, they never grow. This is the fundamental difference in every high-pressure field, sports, business, or the markets. The trader with a mental edge treats pressure as information. The trader without it crumbles under the same pressure. The mental edge is not an abstract advantage. It is the ability to consistently act on your edge without being hijacked by emotions. Every loser knows what they should do, but they fail to do it when it matters most. Every winner feels the same fear and temptation, but they have trained themselves to act differently. Here is the most honest, brutal truth that most traders spend their entire careers running from. Your trading results are a direct reflection of you. Not your fancy indicator, not the strategy you bought online, but you, your level of discipline, your patience, and your self-control. Losing traders spend endless hours backtesting setups and tweaking entries, but in reality, they are simply running away from the real problem themselves. They don't want to confront the fact that their undisciplined, emotional, impatient mind is the source of all their sabotage. Profitable traders are wired differently, and if you don't rewire your own approach to risk, loss, and execution, no amount of technical knowledge will save you from the destructive cycle. The loser sees trading as a gambler, a shortcut, a path to the glamorous lifestyle, a way to escape problems. Every trade is burdened with these heavy fantasies. The profitable trader sees trading as work, not glamorous, but a long-term professional pursuit focused purely on flawless execution, not instant home runs. The loser blows up their account because they cannot handle a small loss. The winner thrives because they accept small losses as the necessary tuition fee for staying in the game long enough for their edge to compound. The profitable trader has one massive advantage: detachment. They do not need the market to validate them. They don't need to prove they are right. Their identity is not tied to a single outcome. This detachment is liberation. It gives them the freedom to cut losses quickly, to execute without fear, and to let winners run without getting greedy. Losers are chained to their ego. Every red candle is felt as a personal insult. They need to be right more than they need to be profitable, and this obsession destroys their edge. The irony is, the profitable trader is often wrong more often than they are right, but they don't care, because their winners outweigh their losers over time. They are chasing consistency, not accuracy. Losers unable to handle being wrong break rules, move stop losses, and destroy their own systems just to avoid admitting failure. Building the mental edge is not about some burst of momentary motivation. It is about forging habits that leave absolutely no room for self-sabotage. It requires designing rules so tight that your emotions cannot squeeze through the cracks, making discipline automatic, not optional. Losers resist this. They crave the freedom to do whatever they feel like in the moment, to skip a rule when the trade looks like a sure thing. This fake freedom leads to real destruction. Profitable traders willingly give up that instant, fake freedom to chain themselves to discipline today, guaranteeing real financial freedom tomorrow. The line between winner and loser shifts with every single decision you make in the moment. Every time you follow your plan despite the screaming temptation to break it, you step onto the side of the winners. Every time you give in to fear or greed, you step back into the majority. It is not one massive leap, but 1,000 tiny moments of discipline stacked together. It is not glamorous, it is the quiet, boring patience required to sit on your hands when there is no trade, the humility required to accept a small loss, and the strength to not let your ego turn it into a disaster. The truth is, every trader, even the elite, will face pain, be tested, and have days where nothing works. But the ones who survive are the ones who don't break under that weight. They don't panic. They don't spiral. They have trained their minds to remain stable no matter how chaotic the market feels. This stability is worth more than any strategy you could ever learn. Strategies change. Markets evolve, but your ability to control yourself is the one constant you carry into every session. If you want to know whether you are a professional or a gambler, don't look at your P&L, look at your habits. Look at how you behave when the pressure is screaming in your head. That is the test, and most fail it, not because they lack knowledge, but because they lack the capacity to make themselves do what they know is right when it matters most. That gap between knowing and doing is where the losers live. The market isn't going anywhere. Opportunities will always return. But your personal ability to show up with clarity, patience, and discipline is what will ultimately decide your fate. The mental edge is not an advantage. It is the price of admission. Without it, every other edge you think you possess will eventually collapse.